Now, 46 months, almost 4 years. That's exactly what Kodak Black got sentenced to the other day. So yeah, let's talk about it. Now, Kodak Black has been in a lot of conversations for these past few months, of course, for a variety of reasons. But as we all know, when it comes to Kodak, his very problematic behavior has been in the focus for some time now. Some people say that prison is Kodak's second home, considering how many times he's been in and out of it. And to be honest, I'm not even gonna disagree with that. At the time of me recording this video though, as of yesterday, the judge came to a decision and it looks like Kodak Black is gonna spend the next 46 months behind bars. Kodak Black has officially been sentenced. On Wednesday, November 13th, the ZZ rapper appeared in court to receive his sentence for federal firearm charges related to his May 11th arrest in Miami. According to lawyer Mohammed, Kodak was sentenced to 3 years and 10 months behind bars. He was facing up to 10 years in prison. You know, I'm kind of amazed at how the universe has been on Kodak's side. And why do I say that? I'm saying that because the amount of times Kodak has willingly involved himself in things that have gotten him in trouble can't even be counted at this point. Just very recently, around 2 weeks ago actually, Kodak was involved in what was reported as a prison fight that left a correctional officer hospitalized. The rapper, whose real name is Bill Capri, got into a fight with another inmate and kicked the guard in the groin while he was attempting to break up the altercation. The injured guard was taken to the hospital where he underwent surgery. His current condition is unknown. Luckily for Kodak, this prison fight wasn't accounted for when he was being sentenced. Now, while Kodak was being sentenced to these 46 months behind bars, the judge said something that I think you might agree with. Now, this is what the judge said. Young people do stupid things, Moreno told Kodak, but the problem is that you've been doing stupid things since you were 15. The only person who is responsible for Kodak Black's situation is himself. To a lot of people, this might sound obvious, but to a bunch of other people, it's not. Kodak's upbringing has played a huge part in this whole thing. Yes, he is a grown man and I am gonna hold him accountable for his actions, not because I don't think people can change, but because I want him to learn a lesson so he could be somewhat of a positive influence to his young fans when he gets released after those almost 4 years he's gonna spend behind bars. I don't think people realize that Kodak is way wiser than you think. I know this because even though his music might not sound quote-unquote intelligent, he actually has something to say. He not only made it from the streets alive and made a really big name for himself in rap, but he's also been prospering from staying true to who he was before the fame. For better or for worse, of course, but let's just keep it real. It looks like Kodak kind of, staying true to himself and being real has kind of made him fall into living this extremely reckless life and involving himself in street-related activities when he's been rich and famous. What's the point of having all that money if you're gonna keep on doing the same thing you used to do out in the streets? It ain't a question I can answer because I can't speak for Kodak. I don't know what's going on inside his head, but let me just say this. He's clearly thrown away his blessings time after time, and why has that happened? It could be a mix of things. Maybe he's just wired that way. Some people are. Maybe this is about him just surrounding himself with the wrong people. That's a big one for a lot of rappers. Or maybe he was just blind to how blessed he actually was, because before he got locked up in May, he had the whole world in front of him. He had millions of dollars coming in. He lived his best life. His name was just growing and growing in the rap industry. And fast forward a couple months, now he's locked up in a cage and all that has been taken away from him. I don't know, maybe this is what Kodak needed in order to become a better version of himself, because let's not forget this. Gucci Mane was stuck in this cycle too, and Guwap didn't grow up until his mid-30s. Guwap was living recklessly until he spent years behind bars, until he kind of came to a place of complete realization that he had to change his ways or otherwise he'll just end up dead or in jail. Eventually things turned out to be fine for Guwap, but of course it was after a lot of trials and tribulations, and now he's one of the most inspiring rappers out there. Look at some of the things Gucci Mane is doing right now and compare to, how he was in the past, and please tell me you're not inspired by his success. I'm not gonna believe you if you tell me that. The question now is that where Kodak is gonna be 46 months from now? Will he come out as a changed man, or will he come out as 4 years older but still hasn't changed a bit? Obviously, I'm hoping for the first scenario, but you never know, man. Only time will tell, and when that time is over, I genuinely hope that we see a different side of Kodak Black, because that's not only gonna benefit himself, but that's gonna set a positive example for a lot of people, his young fans who look up to him. And yeah, that's all I have to say about this entire topic. Kodak Black will be spending the next almost 4 years behind bars for the firearm charges he got locked up for in May. What do you think about this entire situation? Do you think that Kodak Black is gonna come out as a changed man? And last but not least, are you gonna miss Kodak? Definitely let me know in the comment section below and let's have a discussion about this.